Hello. We are back for this audio experience of yours. And we're going off the cusp today. We have nothing planned.
I think it's cuff.
Oh.
Is it cuff or cusp? I've always said cuff.
Off the cusp of greatness. Off the cuff.
You're on the cusp.
On the cusp.
Off the cuff.
I don't know. Okay. I say these things wrong all the time.
Possible.
Though. What's another thing that I say wrong? Oh, you always get mad at me when I say... No, not up and atom. What's that one that you get mad at me and you're like, oh, ammo.
Oh, yeah. It's not your ammo. It's your MO, like an acronym.
What's MO stand for?
Modus operandi.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so glad you got that one. Otherwise, I was going to.
No. And see, that's why it doesn't make sense if you say ammo.
Yeah. Because it's my ammo. It's my...
No, it's like your motive, like your reason for doing something.
Yeah, but exactly. That means the same thing as putting ammunition into a gun. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got a notch on your belt. You've got something to shoot with.
It's an impressive...
Do you see what I mean?
It's an impressive leap of faith you're taking there.
Roll the intro. Okay, so yesterday was my birthday. And we tried to get this really cool drone shot. It was going to be... So basically the idea is a big 27 from the sky and me lying in the middle of that 27. How we thought we could make that happen was Eric's genius idea, actually.
This was mine?
Yeah, you said wrapping paper. Because remember I said I wanted tablecloths?
Okay, yes.
So
wrapping paper went further.
We were going to buy wrapping paper from the dollar store, which I should say we did, not we were going to. We did buy wrapping paper, 4 tubes from the dollar store, pink, highly fluorescent tubes of wrapping paper. Our idea was to make a 2 and a 7 out of wrapping paper, ginormous, on a plot of grass. So we scouted our plot of grass. We found a pretty good one. No people in sight, only dogs peeing, semi away from us, so it was good. And we went on this feat to make a 27 out of wrapping paper. The
issues we ran into were not the ones I was expecting.
I did not.
I was expecting issues. I didn't expect these ones.
So while we were in the dollar store, we thought, okay, we might need something to hold the wrapping paper down with. And so we were looking for rocks, but we couldn't find any. So we found this like bamboo fence thing, and it had like points at the top of each. What
it was
would
like
you call
if you shrunk a picket fence down.
Yeah.
Except it was like 7-8 inches.
Yeah, it was a fake picket fence.
3 feet. How tall are they?
Yeah, it was a fake picket fence, and we thought, oh, we could just take each picket out and use it as like pegs.
Yeah, like you're killing a vampire.
Yeah.
But like to go through the paper into the soil.
And peg it down.
Hold it down.
So that's what we did. We bought those. We took them out of their little wire and we pegged. We started with the 7 and we started to peg the wrapping paper down. What a bitch it was to even get the 7, like the arm of the 7, that big long diagonal thing that you draw second. That thing was so hard to put down because of why, Eric?
Well, we ended up creating a sail. Like the thing that makes a boat move when you hold wrapping paper out the whole way.
When there's
and
wind.
The wind catches it.
That's what we didn't account for. We didn't account for the wind, and the wind is a total bitch. Didn't let us do our plans. Every time we would try to put the wrapping paper down, the wind would be like, it's time to blow on Earth. Let's do it. Oh, they're trying again. Let's blow again. And then one time we rolled it out super carefully. I was on my hands and knees in the dirt. I was rolling out the wrapping paper super carefully. And then as soon as we got it down, we put the pegs in, and we only put them on one side because we're like, okay, the wind is blowing from this side. We'll put the pegs on this side. And then a bigger gust of wind comes, blows it from all sides. The wrapping paper shreds through the pegs, and off it goes down the street.
I think we might have been better had we cut holes in it.
What do you mean?
Like the issue I didn't expect was that so much wind underneath would actually lift it up and over the pegs.
Yeah.
So that's why I was blown away, is because the pegs, like a rock would have held it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas it was finding a way like up 8 inches in the air and then over.
Yeah.
So I think if you created something for the air to pass through more, it wouldn't have created like the upwards rising.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like poke holes in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Although that might have ruined the overhead effect.
No, I don't think so. But why didn't we try that? We didn't even try that. Because we were just so over trying to get the first 7 down.
Well, yes.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
I still think getting it down would have been really, like, getting the 2.
Yeah.
Like, that was the other thing. We started with the easier number.
Yeah.
Like, you should get the more difficult number down.
Then we tried shrinking the size of it. We're like, okay, we don't need it that big. Let's do a smaller one. And we were working on the 2 this time because the 2 would be the more difficult number. And as soon as we start doing that, I'm thinking, oh, we have hope. We have hope. And then it blows away. And I'm like, no, I lost all hope. Eric was already, you were kind of like not into it. And I was like, can we just try it for me? Can we just try it? And then as soon as...
the small one?
Yeah. And then as soon as the wind lifted the small 2, I was like, fuck it. Let's go. I'm over this. I'm done. I'm over this. So hard. And also when we were trying to put the pegs in, the ground was kind of frozen. So Eric went to find a rock to like peg it, like hammer it down. That didn't work. So we were so over it. Then we called my mom. We called her back, or she called us. I don't remember, but she was like, we were telling her about a plan that we could do by going into one of our university buildings. She was like, do it, whatever. Like pumping us up. What do you mean, what?
Did I might have had like a, I don't know, like a brief mental lapse there. But your mom was on FaceTime at one point?
We were literally walking into the RCC and, well, we were walking away from where we were doing it. And then we were telling my mom the plan. Hang on. And then she was like, do it, ask for forgiveness.
Did I steal her idea?
No, my mom called us. Right, on her lunch. And we told her the idea. And we were like, yeah, but we probably can't fly a drone inside, blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
and then she was hyping us up.
Right, I got the order
do
wrong.
Do it. Like, ask for forgiveness. And my mom was just being an instigator. And then we were like, okay, fuck it. Let's do it. So we go inside this university building. We're like looking around for somebody to ask. There was nobody. Like, we tried, guys. We tried to ask for permission first, even though I don't believe in that. I believe in asking for forgiveness if it doesn't hurt anybody. But anyways, so we tried to look for somebody who couldn't find somebody. So then we started building the 2 and the 7 inside with none of the wind factor, right? And we were like, oh, this is awesome. Like, we're putting down this nice 2 and 7 out of wrapping paper. We're MacGyvering the 2 because it's just totally made up of little pieces of wrapping paper. And then we were going to bring the drone out. We were a little bit scared about it because we don't want to get fined or arrested, especially at the start of my 27th birthday. Don't want it to start like that. So I asked Eric to go to the 2nd floor because it was kind of this atrium that we were in and there was 3 levels. So I asked Eric to go to the 2nd floor to just take a picture just to see how it would even look if we were to bring the drone out. And then he took some pictures and he brought them down. And he was like, well, it actually kind of looks just good like this. Like, we don't really need the drone.
Yeah, like leaning the phone over enough.
Yeah. It
looked like I was directly over you.
We didn't get the video, which the drone would have provided, but it's super loud. So just in case anybody is in their offices.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't think it was worth it.
That's my thing.
We still got the picture.
To be tactical with when you use.
Yeah, like if it was a super amazing shot for something super important.
Because even then, like there was a lot of Photoshop work to the rug.
Yeah, because the rug
was relying on a ground that had a lot of like salt damage from the winter.
Full of salt stains. Yeah. Anyways, so we got that shot. You can see it on my Instagram, Evie Y. And also yesterday we walked 15,000 steps. Sorry, Eric walked 15,000 steps. And how are you feeling?
You just did the chocolate rain thing.
What chocolate rain thing?
You know the video, Chocolate Rain?
No.
You don't?
Oh, yeah, I do. But what did I do?
Well, at one point in the video, turns his head away from the mic, and then like a subtitle goes on and says, "Oh, I turned my head to breathe," or something like that. But you did it exactly like the guy in the video. Anyways,
I had a hiccup.
What was your question?
How are you feeling today after 15,000 steps?
So I did like I don't know, something like 100 calf raises the day before, like just to try out these like dumbbells that we've got going.
Yeah.
So like I did it like 5 sets, like to failure, to the point where you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I did it 5 times. So I probably should have rested at least my legs yesterday.
Wait, what's a calf raise?
Like,
you put the dumbbell on the top of your foot?
No, you stand flat footed and then you go up on the tips of your toes.
Oh,
but when you're
the
holding the dumbbells, it adds body weight.
And what weight did you do the dumbbells at?
I think 60 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
You can lift that much?
Well, you're just holding it.
Okay.
So it adds 60 pounds to my body weight.
Okay.
Anyways, when most of the days you're not doing more than 1,000 steps, and then one day you decide to do 15,000 pushing a wheelchair.
And the day before you decide to pick up weights and be a hero.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Also, it's not like 15,000 steps with a wheelchair, because like in the city, nothing is like, I feel like there was some kind of like public ordinance that they decided none of the sidewalk panels are going to be the same level at all.
Yeah.
And every curb is not going to go to a flat part.
The world is really not made for wheelchairs.
Plus it's all torn up because like the winter, it all cracks.
Yeah.
So it's like off-roading.
Okay. So how are you feeling?
Not ideal. I can't really I can't stand up straight without kind of easing into it.
Guys, Eric tried to use my roller chair and he bumped into the wall, chipped the wall. And
see, the advantage of the roller chair is at least having one functional leg.
Yeah.
I have no functional leg.
Yeah.
So I can't, the roller chair is not helpful. I kind of have to walk. There's a dinosaur. I don't know which one it is, but it's kind of like, I've kind of got like bended knees, and I kind of have to walk around like that for a few strides, and then I can straighten out a little bit more. And then if I stand up straight, like I kind of have to jump around and do a little bit of jogging. So I kind of pace around the kitchen.
Guys, go on YouTube and search up Seinfeld, the Jimmy episode shoes, and see how Kramer walks in these Jimmy shoes. Seinfeld, and that's literally what Eric looks like when he's walking around this apartment today. But I had a good birthday otherwise.
That's good.
Like, I mean, besides the total 3-hour failure, we got octopus from Longo's, and we got lobster. We bought half an octopus and we cooked it. It was so delicious. Would do again. 10 out of 10 recommend. Lobster, first of all, we got a live lobster, which I didn't know was alive, sorry. And it was on my lap on the wheelchair while Eric was wheeling us back home the entire time, and it wasn't making any noise. I suppose it was because in the lobster box, there's holes, I guess, for the lobster to breathe, and the wind was super cold yesterday. And so I think that the wind was keeping the lobster like frozen in place because it wasn't moving on my lap. And then when we got into the house, I put the lobster in the fridge. So the fridge was keeping the lobster frozen in place. But then when we took it out and we were preparing the octopus, I guess in that 20 minutes, the lobster warmed up and it started making that noise. And I was like looking all over, you know, when you hear a noise and you're like, where's that coming from? It sounds like a horror movie sound. And then I'm like, I look at the box and I'm like, no, it couldn't be. And then I look at the box again and I'm like, no, it definitely is. And then did you open the box or did I open the box?
I opened it. Eric
opened the box and the thing was curled up trying to like climb over the walls. I was freaking the hell out. I had no idea it was a live lobster. And then the poor thing, Eric puts it outside, but this time it's like, no, it's preserving all its warmth. It's still curled up into a ball, like fetal position. And then Eric grabs the lobster, puts it in the pot of boiling water, and it will not go in easily. Like its tail is like coming over the side of the pot and it's trying to hold on for dear life.
Tiny pot and it like jammed its claw out straight just before it met its end. So once I had put it in head first, like you're supposed to, it kind of like it expired with like its limbs straight out, like Jesus on the cross.
I felt so bad for the thing. It was putting up a fight.
Yeah.
Like it was not going in easy.
All things when they die, they stiffen up. So that's once he found that position, there was no changing it.
Hey, speaking of dying and things dying,
Hey?
I've been watching cop dramas a lot, right? And in one of the episodes, I think it was in Lethal Weapon, they say that when you die, your body just excretes so much from both of your ends.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Is this true? When we die, we just excrete feces everywhere?
Yeah, you evacuate your bowels.
Nobody talks about that. I had no idea. So whatever's in your bowels, you just loosey-goosey, baby, right out?
I guess, yeah. Like all of your muscles just relax.
That's so crazy.
Well, I don't know. Why would they relax? Shouldn't they like tighten up because everything's like rigor mortis?
I thought everything would just stop, you know, like boom, done. Everything stops.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Hey guys, we've had a peaceful Saturday. Remember how I think probably on one podcast, we've talked about how there's anti-maskers right outside our apartment.
What the hell?
What?
No, like, yeah, but like, where are you going? And keep going. I want to see what the segue is.
Up? There's
just went like from like, oh, dead people just, you know, mess themselves. And we've had peaceful Saturdays. Like
we're moving on.
Okay.
Well,
but we're in a tangent right now.
Dead people
right?
at peace.
Like we were talking about the food.
Yeah.
So we went into the dead people tangent and now we're into another tangent.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of it as a tangent. I was thinking of it as a new conversation, and now we're in a new conversation.
Okay, yeah.
Did you have something else to say about the lobster? Was it not a done conversation?
It just wasn't a smooth like, oh, that's the end of it. Like,
oh, I thought it was.
I don't know.
What do you guys think?
Text in.
Team Evie or Team Eric?
No team, just like team conclusion.
Okay. So anyways, we've had peaceful Saturdays. It's been really great. I can actually think on Saturday now because the protests are being blocked by tons of police, which is phenomenal. I love it. But I do have to talk about something.
Oh, I had a thing to say.
Okay, go ahead.
About the protesters.
What about them?
Like, aren't you like in some way sad that like when the lockdown's done, like they're gonna go back to having no mates?
What do you mean no mates?
Like all they've got is like their lockdown protesting mates.
Right, but they're gonna be friends now forever.
But what are they just all gonna become like flat earthers now? Like what happens when they've got nothing else to talk about?
I don't know. They either make something up to talk about, or they just chill with a beer, think that they successfully ended the lockdown even though it just ended at its correct time, and go on with their life. So anyways.
Go on.
So Eric and I, since the lockdown restrictions have let up a little bit, but the protesters are still not allowed to protest, which I love. Anyways, the lockdown restrictions have let up a little bit for the mall to open. Eric and I went through the mall yesterday just to go home because we were freezing cold. And the mall is like a nice, you know, little time period of a path inside on our way to our house. So anyways, when we went into the mall, all they ask you is like one question. They're like, see this board over here? Is it a no to all of these things? Like cough, flu, fever, fatigue, taste, smell, all of those things.
Travel outside of Canada.
They just say, hey, look at this board. You just no to all things. And we're like, yep. And then we walk into the mall. I just want to know who's ever going to admit to any of those things.
We're not in a province that is managing things well.
I just want to know.
That's an example of it.
I want to know why they think that's an effective method. Do they think people are that good that they're going to admit if they can't taste or smell before going into a mall?
Not to get political, but I think the fault there is assuming that they're going for an effective method to prevent anything rather than opening up businesses while finding the easiest way to sort of like tick a box.
Right.
At least they can say, oh yeah, we asked all these people. Like,
so it's like that, is it a Seinfeld joke? I don't remember. But when they say, when you go to the doctors now, they'll say to the doctor will come in with options for you instead of telling you what they would do or what is their recommended thing.
That's not a Seinfeld thing. What is that?
I forget where this is from. I don't remember. But basically, when doctors, back in the day, doctors used to say, this is what you need.
Right.
Now doctors say, you can go with option A or you can go with option B. And then you say, doc, what would you choose? And they said, well, you could go with option A or you could go with option B. And you say, doc, if you were me, what would you choose? And they say, I'm not you. You could go with option A or you could go with option B. Do you know what I mean?
I'm lost.
They make sure that they're not the ones making
passing the blame, you mean?
Yeah, because if you make the decision of option A or option B, then it's, you making the decision.
Yeah, of course.
They can't say, oh, I didn't force you to go with option B or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I think that in this case, by asking us, they're saying, well, it's your responsibility now. You should have answered truthfully.
What other way do they have, though, right? Like, it's the same with getting on the planes.
Well, in China, they had the thermometer on the head thing, right? So if your temperature...
They have that at stores. The Apple store in the mall.
Oh, yeah.
But
to get in the mall, you should just get a quick scan. If you don't meet the criteria... boom, not enter, do not enter. Like, it really doesn't feel like they're doing their best. And then when you walk by Pink or Victoria's Secret and they have these buckets of underwear, six for $20, and people are scavenging through these underwears and they have a fever and they're not truthful about going in, then you're going to get people infected. I was just so disappointed. I just want to know how Australia did it.
Like, they went super strict, didn't they? But plus, aren't they a little bit more like...
Did they not have
because
protesters?
They don't have a land border? It's a little bit easier? I
guess. Most people are not traveling there.
Well, even if you are, like, there's only one way you're getting in, and it's through an airport, which is, I think, a lot easier to regulate than, like, I don't know, the 3 borders to get through in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And Niagara and that.
Yeah. So today is St. Patrick's Day. And Eric bought food yesterday for St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know that in New York City, there's a St. Patrick's Day parade?
Yes.
Did I tell you it was like 10 hours long?
Wait, that one's 10 hours?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. My mom and brother visited me on my birthday one year, and I went to work, and they went out, and they said that they went out at like 9 a.m. or something, 10 a.m. and the parade was there. And then they just like perused around the city. And then they were coming back home like 6 hours later and the parade was still going on. It's a 10-hour parade.
The start though? Like, a parade is a line of people just walking up a street.
Yeah.
So like, are there people who aren't set to start walking till like 4 p.m? Do they not even show? Like, they could still be at home when the parade starts because their shift isn't until the afternoon.
I literally don't know. Look it up. New York City, St. Patty's Day 10-hour parade. Or St. Patty's Day parade. They'll tell you it's 10 hours on there. I do have questions and I don't get it. Like, are they marching in a circle and they just keep going for 10? I don't get it.
But where's 10 hours of material coming from?
I don't know.
Like, what is it? Floats? Bands? Like, what is going on?
Well, if you think a normal parade is what, about 3 hours?
I don't know. There's a normal parade.
Hey, wait. Let's talk about parades for a second.
Parades?
Guys, Eric says that if we ever have children, he is not taking our children to a parade.
Well, the Santa Claus parade.
Why?
Because it's lame.
Did your dad take you to the Santa Claus parade?
My mom took me with my grandmother. It's a good bonding experience for the matriarchy.
Why did your dad... Why? Please.
Why
expand.
not? It's not a gender infused.
Why is it good for the matriarchy?
No, it's just a great opportunity for you to go with the offspring and have a little memorable experience. I remember getting down there early, you sectioning off the seats and stuff like that. Like, it's just a thing you can have as a special memory.
What was your dad's reasoning? If you want
is there to see as an adult other than the happiness of the children?
Exactly. The happiness of the children. That's the biggest payoff.
It's not worth it for like 8 hours of getting down there and getting a spec and waiting for it to happen. And then when it happens, like nothing happens. Like, plus it's in the middle of November and there's not even anywhere near enough snow kicking off for it to be Christmassy. Like, it's way too early to begin with. And like, there's not, the floats are the same. They just recycle them. And I have an issue with parades.
If you want to,
like forced fun. I'm not into forced fun.
Us how to live
it's like
without
a board
you.
game cafe. I just
you
don't
want to
get
teach
it.
us how to live without you? Fine.
I don't do forced fun.
Okay, so what would you consider a fun activity to do with children?
What do you mean? Why does it have to be like
replace the Santa
why does
Claus
it have
parade?
to be a children's activity?
What do you mean? I said what would be an activity to do for fun with the children? I didn't say a children's activity.
Yeah, like anything I would do as an adult.
Okay,
children can go to.
Go to a pub?
Why not? Kids are allowed in there.
Not in pubs.
Yes, they just can't drink.
Okay, so you're going to take the kids to a smelly ass pub full of secondhand smoke and drunks.
For St. Patrick's Day?
I didn't say St. Patrick's Day. We were just talking about the Santa Claus parade.
Just any day of the year?
Any day. What's a fun activity, a fun bonding activity that you're going to do with future children?
Anything that I find fun.
Like
go to
what?
A sports game. Go to a concert. A 10-year-old can go to a Toronto FC game and jump around and yell stuff at the players.
Are we talking about 10-year-old age? Is that
what
the age?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about like 6. You take a 6-year-old to a Santa Claus parade. I don't think you take a 10-year-old.
I don't know these things.
I don't know these things either.
I would if St. Patrick's Day is the example, there's nothing like you don't have to go at like 11 o'clock when people are stumbling in and out of the place, but you go for like dinner time. The kids can go to school and be like, I want the pub. Have like a dad's root beer out of a bottle. They'd be like, oh, kick ass. Like I'm a real big person.
You know what this makes me think of?
It's a lot more fun than a Santa Claus parade.
You're going to be Adam Sandler and Big Daddy. That's the kind of dad you're going to be. You've never seen Big Daddy?
I've seen it.
Were you robbed as a child?
I just don't remember it.
Oh
I just remember the scene where like they're both taking a leak outside or something.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. In my head, it's confused with Mr. Deeds.
Oh. Who do you think is going to be the cool parent?
I have all the cool things.
What are you talking about?
I got, the Toronto FC season tickets, and I know the hookups for getting into the best seats at a concert and stuff like that.
I've got a drone.
We're going to attach the kid to the drone like an up and just make them float away.
I've got good ideas.
Good ideas?
Yeah.
I've
got cooking.
Probably the one who would involve like pyro and stuff.
Why would you be the one? What about me? I like that stuff too. The heck?
Yeah.
You better watch it. You're walking a fine line here, buddy.
But you can't compare a Santa Claus parade to
Okay, I never said I was going to take the kids to a Santa Claus parade. I just wanted to know why you were so against it.
There's no adrenaline.
I'll let my mother take them to the Santa Claus parade. She loves that shit. All right. Anyways.
They're throwing like Hershey's Kisses in the crowd and you catch one.
Hey, do you think that'll happen after Corona?
What?
Throwing candy?
I think so.
Yeah?
It's all you got at these like events here. Like,
I know, but after the Rona,
like t-shirt cannons.
Do you
and stuff.
think it's going to be changed or no?
But what, are we not going to touch each other anymore? Like we're not going to go and high five or?
I mean, do you think we're still going to blow candles on a birthday cake? Guys, Eric didn't sing happy birthday to me last night. I had to sing it by myself, to myself. Gotta be your own biggest fan.
Did you sing it?
I was right beside you. Remember you said great melody.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
But you didn't do like a full rendition. It was like in brackets.
No, I was like, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Yeah, like that's not the way you do it if you're at someone's house.
Happy birthday, dear myself. Happy birthday to me.
I don't
That's how I did it.
I don't think it's a surprise that if I don't like parades, I wouldn't like the birthday song.
Oh my God. He's just a fun killer and he says he's going to be the fun parent.
I kill forced fun. I want the real fun.
It's not forced fun.
It is forced fun. Okay, everyone, I'm bringing out a dessert that has fire coming out the top. We all have to sing at the same time. What?
Okay, so before we do the question of the week, which Eric has prepared, we last night we watched Captain Phillips. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Oh, we should have watched that today because the main character, they call him Irish.
Well, I didn't know that. Anyways, Captain Phillips is such a great movie. Tom Hanks is a star of it. It's a true story about Somalian pirates taking over ships for ransom.
I cannot believe you haven't seen it. It's like right up your alley.
It's like one of the only Tom Hanks movies I haven't seen. Like, I swear. And anyways, Eric, what's the question of the week?
Well, you hadn't seen Castaway, had you?
Well, are you kidding me?
You watched it with me.
I watched it for like the 17th time with you.
But you teared up.
Because I hadn't watched it in a long time. And I never cry at movies. I cannot believe I cry. I'm starting to become too much of it. I was, because I don't know.
You're getting sad now.
I'm not getting sad now. I thought I felt things so much more deeply when I was younger, but like different things are affecting me now. And movies never made me cry. I used to be able to know that it was a movie, right? Now I don't know that it's like fake. I cry when a guy cheats on his wife. I cry when there's like rape and murder scenes. I feel furious. I don't cry. I feel furious for injustice, like the Chicago 7. Watch that. Like, I just feel so furious. And apparently I also cry at really, heartfelt, sad moments now. And I think it's because I don't have that barrier between reality and fiction. Is really messing me up. I think true crime documentaries did that to me, and I don't know how to reverse it. What's the question of the week?
I'm just a little bit thrown because I wasn't expecting you to ask me what kind of parent I might be today. And I don't feel like I came prepared for that kind of response.
Okay.
Because I'm going to take them to a pub and give them pyro. Like, that's a terrible idea.
It's on the record now and it can't be erased. How about we come back when you've thought about it for a week, and next week we can start the show with you telling us what kind of parent you'd be. I'm going to get canceled for saying the Santa Claus parade is chick stuff, but I just meant you can go. I just meant you can go. Now he's backtracking everything he said.
I'm just playing it in reverse here. Like, I don't even have a question. What's something fun? Can you fill some time here? Maybe discuss what we're going to have for dinner or something?
I was telling you guys, Eric bought food yesterday. We went to the St. Lawrence market because we thought we were going to get fresh lobster from there. But it turns out the lobster at the St. Lawrence market in Toronto is double the price of any grocery store, which makes me think that it's better than all of them because it feels like it's like fresh from the sea. But we were like, let's save some money, get some, not really save money because we saved money on the lobster, but then we got like a giant ass octopus, which was so worth it. But we said, let's go for variety instead of a $40 lobster. And Eric ended up buying pies, like meat pies for St. Paddy's Day. So that's what we're going to have for dinner. I'm excited. Oh, by the way, guys, here's some slang to learn. Brown sauce is HP sauce and red sauce is ketchup. Do you call mustard yellow sauce?
No, that'd be crazy.
What? Why would that be crazy? It's
because
yellow.
It's mustard. It doesn't need to be.
It's yellow sauce.
Well, it depends. It could be Dijon, and that comes as like a slightly grayish color.
So that's slightly gray sauce.
Gray poupon.
You can call it yellow peppered sauce.
I'm struggling here. This has not been. I can't stand up. I can't think right now. Like,
Eric, what's the question of the week?
I'm walking around like a dinosaur. It's not great for. And I don't know.
Guys, whenever you're sad, think of a dinosaur making a bed.
What?
Its little arms like. See, you're laughing. Okay. The question of the week is,
what would you name a horse if you owned a horse?
oh yeah, you're really off your game.
No, what would you name a horse if you owned a horse?
Skippy.
I feel like there's an opportunity here to name it something that would be funny when the commentator's calling it out.
Like if you were in a horse show?
Yeah, like if you called it like, I don't know, like...
Bend over.
No, in a race. Horses go in a race.
Yeah.
Do you know like the Who's on First thing? That whole gag from
No,
like the
can you do
30s or
it?
whatever? Well, no, it's like there was like a baseball team and there was a guy named Who, and he was on first base, and then they're saying who's on first base, and then the guy said yeah.
Oh.
And it's like, oh, who's on first base? And the guy says yeah, and then they don't understand because the guy on first base.
So what do they say when the horses are gonna come out of the stables? They say in stable number 5.
No, it's like, oh, and coming down the stretch, like Billy's in first and your mom's in second. Like you don't like if you.
Oh, so you want to name the horse your mom?
No, what? No. I just mean like you could have something like, well, I guess, yeah.
All right, guys. What would you name your horse if you were in a horse race?
Today it's been difficult.
All right. See you guys next week.